MMA saves the world through Pilates. In our last visit, we established the connection between kicking and posture, namely that the energies which support a good, strong kick are the exact same energies that are going to protect you throughout the day because of your posture. Now, what we want to do on this visit is help you understand those muscles which protect your core. We refer to it as the psoas a lot, and that's fine. Go look it up, get a good image of the psoas in your mind. It's a nice leader for the other muscles that will be involved. The entire series of attachment points is what we gut scholars call the core. So today we have two projects. We'll learn to really activate the core using breath. And then, when you're good at reaching down and grabbing that particular part of yourself, we'll put it to some tests. Let's begin with the inhale. Leaving out all of the anatomy, what you want to do is understand this simple idea. Your core doesn't activate as a result of your primary muscle of inspiration, your diaphragm. Your core activates because of all your secondary muscles of inspiration. I won't explain, let's begin. Sit yourself down on the floor. Lay yourself flat on your back. Your feet are flat, your knees are up. Hands relaxed, maybe a pillow under your head if you like. Now, here's your first task, and it's enormous. Stick out your gut like a little kid. Don't move your spine. Don't take a breath. Isolate and just puff out your belly like, "Look, Ma, it's gross!" When you first do it, it'll be sudden and short, but take a few tries and get skillful at no inhale, no spine wiggle, just sticking out your tummy. When you can really do it good, then stab your index finger gently into your sternum. You should be able to notice that, commensurate with the upward movement of your gut, is a downward tug on your sternum, and vice versa. When you pull your belly in, it draws upward on your sternum. When this is isolated, you may finish this chapter by making a little seesaw, thusly. Great. Here's what you want to do next. Empty your body of air completely. And even if this is not your natural breath pattern, in this case, let's really try to do it. If you empty all the air out of your body and take a big inhale, drawing in your belly, it will definitely make your rib cage bigger. When your rib cage stops getting bigger, your belly starts getting bigger. Try this a few times, make sure it's clear. To really get good at isolating and activating your core, here is your challenge. Over the course of the inhale, at the point where your gut would normally stick out, do not let it. Hold your gut in while continuing to inhale a bit longer, and you may be able to force a little more air or expansion into your rib cage. At that point, you're really drawing inward and upward. Keep inhaling and it'll fill up your belly eventually. That's normal, natural, and healthy. But for a bit there, you can really suck up on your low parts to make your rib cage bigger during the inhale. Practice that a few times and we'll study it together. Don't be discouraged if it doesn't come easily. The best time is spent in front of the mirror with your shirt off, studying what it looks like when it feels right, and what it feels like when it looks right. Spend some time, gain some skill. You know you have it down when there's a visible effect on other parts of your spine. Let's go study some kicking technologies. There are two main forces you face when extending a kick: pushing and pulling. Pushing in the sense of trying to deliver force from one foot to the other foot to your opponent. Pulling in the sense that as your legs get pulled further apart, they take away your balance. We're going to study pushing first because it's safer. On the machine right now, there are two springs. I weigh about 155 pounds, and that's a significant amount of resistance. You can see that as I exert force, it tries to pop an arch into my back. And either the pain of the arch or the limitations of my strength are going to stop me. If I can correct that, I have a little more reach and a little more power. If, as I open my legs, I detect that correction or that mistake and fix it earlier, I can reach further. Best of all, possibly using my breath, if I make that correction in my belly, my core, in advance, then the entire reach of my kick is powerful and smooth. So, I'm still 155 pounds, but now we're going to take off a spring, leaving just one red one. Very little resistance, so little that my legs would zip out and snap me like a wishbone. Which is what we want to study. As your legs open up, your pelvis, as soon as it detects danger, will zip to the position of last resort, forcing you to limit any further progress. It would look something like this. You'll see that as my legs open, my balance goes kerwonky, and I'll use my whole spine to try and rescue myself. You're watching my pelvis in the real correction down there. Huh? If I were to notice that problem on the way out and make the fixings, I could protect my balance without having a spasm. And best of all, what we hope for is if I make those corrections in advance, I can take my protected pelvis out to where it feels like the end. And then with my protection in place, I could really make small but valuable improvements. Watch that again. With my pelvis pre-fixed, I'll go out to what seems like the limit, and then I can safely look for a little more without training myself to hurt my pelvis. Thanks again. Balancing front and back using internal counter-tension is how we maintain balance and deliver power from one foot all the way to the other. If you don't have access to machines, these effects can be approximated using partner stretching. Partner stretching in this case is dangerous. It invites catastrophic injury. We don't recommend it, which is why we're going to feature it in our next installment. Thanks for watching. That's pretty much all there is to say, except, in brightest day and blackest night no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green